Have you been making the same old signs, cutting boards, coasters, and not seeing the sales results you want? For me, I started my business making cutting boards. This is actually the one I made 7 years ago, my very first cutting board. Still got it. But let's be real. The cutting board market is super saturated. Like not even like normally saturated, crazy saturated. And I know you want to make something different because the number one question I get is, what do I make to sell? So that's why in today's video, I'm sharing 3 fresh projects and more importantly, the workflow that I've discovered and that I use to develop them and that you can steal and develop your next best-selling projects. Let's get started. So the first project of the 3 was a chair. Now this may seem weird, but I had a couple criteria that I was trying to follow for each product. 1, had to be functional, had to be able to be used. 2, it needed to look good. And 3, it would be really good if it was something I was passionate about making. I think that's really important too. So I've been playing around with AI lately and designing weird chairs. And I'm like, you know what? I'd like to make one of these. So again, built-in demand, people need chairs. I can have a chair in my office. There's obviously a lot of, I don't need to explain the uses of chairs to you. So there's built-in demand. The second idea is a baseball scoreboard. Now, this was influenced by Eric, my content manager, and baseball season is coming. Its opening day is soon. And so we were thinking about an idea of a vintage baseball scoreboard. Think like the Green Monster at Fenway Park, something along those lines. And I thought that was really intriguing. It's timely. Baseball is about to get a bunch of attention. It can be a man cave piece. So we brainstormed different ways on how to make it functional, not just a wall decor piece. So that was the second idea that we were going to run with. The third idea was a calendar. It's like a perpetual calendar, I think they call them. I've seen these around. They're really, really cool. And this actually came from my wife. My wife's like, hey, I would like one of these. These are really, really cool. So 1, it's functional. It looks cool as far as a piece of decor. And my wife wants it. Why not make something unique? So those were the 3 project ideas that we brainstormed and came up with, all from different kinds of influences. And but it hit those 3 criteria: functional, it looks good, and a personal interest or something, a passion behind it. So once I had the idea and the concepts worked out for these 3 new products, I was able to get the designs done in less than 24 hours. That's right. Let me tell you a little bit of a secret. So utilizing Fiverr's freelancers, super talented freelancers, to get your designs concepts up and going. I literally just gave them the design concept. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I want. And they're able to work it up in CAD for me, in Vectric for me. And within 24 hours, I utilized 3 different designers and they sent back those designs to me. This is super powerful because you're able to speed up the entire process, and it saved me so much time. Where it normally would have taken me a week to do these 3 projects myself, I had them back and done and able to analyze them and tweak them in less than 24 hours. Having these projects drawn up in front of me in Vectric, I was really able to visualize and jump in to these actual designs, like not from a concept point of view, which was the first time around. Now it's, okay, what materials am I going to use? Is there painting involved? Is there any other finishing involved? Sanding? What tool paths, right? All those different in-depth things. And ultimately, what is going to lead to be the most profitable and have the most sales success? So after this, I decided to move forward with the baseball scoreboard. I'm really excited to make that project. And this was one of the leading factors of it. I just think it is a cool, unique piece. We're trying to create something that we're passionate about and is sellable. That's the ultimate goal, where those things cross. The other 2 projects are good, and I still have those files, and I plan on making them one day, but I'm going to run with the baseball scoreboard first. So let me show you how I made it. And after that, we'll do a full price and cost breakdown. All right, here it is. I'm really happy with how this came out. Now, this is a working prototype, and every time you build something, you should learn something to refine it. And there are some things that I learned along the way that I would do differently next time. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. So next, let's break down what I've got into this project. So it took me about a day to make. Now, I think that can speed up, obviously, refining things. One thing that would make it go a lot faster is a paint sprayer. I hand painted and rolled this entire thing, and making a bunch of these, you definitely would want to invest into a nice paint sprayer setup. So material cost, I have a total of $85 into building this. That is $50 in plywood. That is $20 in paint. That is $10 in acrylic and $5 into consumables. So those are my hard costs to actually create this. So the question is, what would I sell this for, right? So doing a lot of market research that I mentioned before, the number that I've come to is $400. Now I know you're gasping right now, but here's the thing. This doesn't need to appeal to a mass market. This is a niche product that I don't need a ton of sales. Now I'd take 1 million sales on this item, but let's just think about it for a second. 100 sales, selling 100 of these at $400 a piece, that is $40,000 in revenue. We looked up a few statistics. There were 71 million people that attended a Major League Baseball game in 2024. 71 million people pulled money out of their pocket to attend an MLB game. 100 sales would equal $40,000 in revenue. I think that is more than doable. So based on a price of $40 for this beautiful 7-year-old cutting board, my original, this is the original, but $40 price point, how many would you have to sell? If we sell that for 400, sell this for 40, that is 10x. So we would have to sell 10 of these to make the same amount of revenue to sell one of those. The interesting thing is when you start talking about the number of sales, like it is harder, not talking about money, it is harder to make 10 sales than it is one sale. Yeah, higher ticket items are harder to sell, but I would actually argue they're easier to sell in front of the right people. So cutting boards, it is super saturated. I'm not saying you can't make money with cutting boards. I think the scoreboard is definitely a more efficient and profitable way to make money. All right, I want to make sure I answer all the questions because you're thinking, that who are we going to sell this to, Andy? Who is going to buy this? Well, we can sell it to men who are passionate about baseball in their man cave, office decor, they can hang it up in their office. They can, the other thing is baby nurseries, kids, older kids, decor. Like there are so many possibilities with something like this that is just one of a kind, and people are willing to spend that much money for something that is one of a kind. The other point that's really important here is that these scoreboards are completely customizable. They're personalizable. So you could put someone's name on top of it. You could model one after a ballpark. Specifically, maybe someone has a favorite ballpark. There are so many powerful ways to customize this to drive sales and drive profits. So don't sleep on this Fiverr workflow. I did a video previously where I showed you how I developed a project using a Fiverr freelancer. Like, there are some super talented people on Fiverr, and everything will be linked in the description below for you to check out. Utilize their skills, utilize their speed, utilize just their creativity to make your products faster, go further, and unique. So check out those links in the description below. If you want to check out the video that I was just referring to about where I made a wooden truck for my son last year using the same similar workflow, different but similar, check out this video right here and you can see that build as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.